Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System and Coaching. And I am glad to be here each and every week to do these business leadership in 15 minutes, to do these lives with you. And I do them for a couple of reasons. One of them is for you to be able to shift your perspective, if you will, your vantage, the way you look at your business, because the way we see things really determines the actions that we'll take. And what I find is it doesn't take these massive big changes that a lot of automotive shop owners really think it takes. Small shifts, small changes can make a big impact, causing a ripple effect in your business. So, question that I get asked is, Marianne, who do you work with? And I primarily work with auto shop owners, single location auto shop owners. These are owners that I find are working round the clock and they want to have a life. They've put in the effort, they have the grit and the drive, but they want to make a change and they want to have a life, be present with their family. We're live. This is what happens sometimes. And so the second reason I do these is really to take one action item away, each and every week for your business and really make those changes. So let's get started. Excuse me. This week's topic is auto shop owners and legacy. So, when you think about it, when I speak with auto shop owners, everything that I do, whether I'm writing, speaking, coughing on a live, or coaching with auto shop owners, at the core, what I'm speaking about, what I'm doing is helping them to build a profitable, sustainable, and enjoyable business. That's the goal, ultimately. I focus on auto shop owners that really have that goal to have someone eventually manage their business or eventually sell their shop. So think about that. The reality is, if shop owners are caught up in the day to day and they're working more in their business than on it, it's really challenging to focus on the future. It's challenging to think long term or about legacy. What you're going to leave behind, what you're going to be known for. Yet, while most shop owners want to sell their business someday, at some point, they don't focus on the right activities at the right time to get there. So here are 3 things that an auto shop owner can do today to start working towards a legacy-focused auto shop business. All right, so I want to unpack these 3 things. So the first one is to delegate and empower your team. And what this gives you when you do this is it gives you freedom. So the idea here is to free up time to focus on long-term planning. And you free up that time by delegating day-to-day tasks. So how do you actually do this? I want to really share with you the actions that you would take. So identify tasks, list out your daily tasks, and decide what can be delegated to your team. Things that you want to take off your plate, things that maybe you're not good at or that are really bogging you down. So choose the right people. Match the task with the team members that really have those skills and strengths. The next one is provide the training and resources. Don't just tell people that you want them to take over something. You need to provide training and resources to ensure your team has everything necessary to take on these new responsibilities. You want to set clear expectations for them. So you have to clearly communicate the tasks, what's expected as far as outcomes, and the deadlines. Who's going to do what? When are they going to do it? And what is the deadline? When will it be done? And then we want to monitor. We always want to monitor. And you have management software in your shop, or do regular check-ins too, right? In addition to the shop software, to track the progress and provide support. So the immediate benefit that you will get is delegating tasks allows you time to focus more on the planning and focus more on legacy building activities, the things that you're going to do as the owner that will build that legacy. Second one is schedule regular strategic planning time. What that gives you, that equals focus, right? So when you're caught up in the day-to-day, it's hard to focus. So the idea here is to dedicate time each week to work on business strategy, your financial health, and your long-term goals. You're going to be doing short-term goals, but you want to think about long-term. And I'm talking a year out right now for the purpose of this live today. So your actions, this is how you do this. You block time in your calendar. Reserve at least an hour each week. It doesn't have to be this long, whole full day session. It could be an hour each week for strategic planning. Treat this time as a non-negotiable appointment. This is something that you have to make. If you're doing this in your shop, shut your door. If you're stepping away, that's even better. And here, choose the areas that you're going to focus on. So use this time to review your financials, assess business performance. Again, you can use your shop management software for a lot of this, or your accounting software, or a combination of both, and plan for future growth. Consider such areas such as marketing, customer retention, operational improvements, and think about the questions that may come up. Schedule a chat with your coach, your mentor, your accountant, your bookkeeper, your website marketing or shop management companies. So think about the questions that come up. If you do get stuck or you're not sure of something, reach out to those people. They're on your team. They want you to succeed. Another thing to do is set up specific goals. So at each session, set 1 or 2 specific goals to achieve before the next planning session. So each week, don't make yourself this long list. Just set up 1 or 2 that you're going to achieve, specific goals. And update team members. Don't make changes and not let your team members know. Occasionally, you have to run your thoughts by key team members. You want to get their insights, their input, and make sure that there's alignment for long-term plans. Now, what happens? What's the immediate benefit when you do this? Well, regular strategic planning, these sessions really keep you focused on long-term goals and help you make incremental progress towards your legacy. So it's those small changes, those small shifts that you see yourself working towards it. And lastly, the third thing is document and standardized processes, otherwise known as, right, SOPs. We want you to standardize them. What this ends up doing is this is your future. That's what this helps you with. So the idea here is to create a business that runs smoothly without your constant involvement, right? By documenting. The idea is it has to run smoothly with or without you there. So what are the actions that you can take to actually do this? Well, identify those core processes. Start with those at first. List the most critical ones in your business. It could be customer service, office operations, shop operations, the financial reporting. Make a list and start with the most important ones to you. Each shop has nuances, and some you may already have in place. So document the process, these procedures, write them down, and then give step-by-step instructions. Include who's responsible, what tools or resources are needed, and give them timelines. Don't just put it out there so that they can get it done whenever. Give timelines, and your team will help you with this. Create the actual SOPs, do a manual, and make sure that they address each role. Don't overload your team. If there are certain things that the whole team needs to know, then of course put it in there. But if there's certain things that are specific for that role, just put those things in to start for that role. Make it easily accessible to all team members. And there's a lot of programs that you could use online. You could start with something simple like Google Docs, but there are also programs that you could use. But you want to make it accessible and easily accessible. You don't want it to be sitting in a binder somewhere and no one goes and looks at it. And for this one, regularly review and update, because what happens is you want to make sure that SOPs that you create are relevant and that they're effective, because sometimes you might be doing something for a long time and just kind of think that's the way we've always done it, but times change and it may not be relevant and it may not really be efficient anymore. So the immediate benefits for writing these SOPs and having these processes, it reduces dependency on the owner. It improves efficiency and really enhances the business to potential buyers. The business becomes really more attractive in the future because you've got these things down. So what I'd love to do is leave you with a pro thinking tip. By taking these steps, auto shop owners can begin to transition from being entrenched in the daily operations to focusing on strategic long-term goals necessary for building a lasting legacy and preparing their business for eventual sale or even management. They want to have someone else to come in and manage their business. So that's it for this week's Business Leadership in 15 minutes. Glad to have you here. And if you're watching this on the replay, place your comments in and I will respond to all of them. So have an enjoyable week.